Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're as hyped as I am about the Blood of Dawnwalker, then you're going to be a happy chap today. Yesterday, Rebel Wolves and Bandai Namco dropped a massive 20-minute gameplay reveal for their up-and-coming vampire RPG, and it's absolutely packed with juicy details. From the narrative sandbox to the dual gameplay loop, we're diving deep into everything we learned. But before we start, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you are looking forward to the Blood of Dawnwalker, subscribe to the channel as well. So, Rebel Wolves, a studio founded by former Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk developers, hosted a 45-minute livestream on their Twitch channel to celebrate the summer solstice, a fitting choice for a game about the balance between day and night. The highlight was no doubt showing over 20 minutes of pre-beta gameplay footage narrated by the developers themselves, showing off combat, exploration, and the game's unique narrative systems. This was our deepest look yet at the Blood of Dawnwalker, a dark fantasy action RPG set to release in 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S and PC. So let's dive into the key takeaways. First, let's talk about the world and story. The Blood of Dawnwalker is set in an alternate 14th century Europe, specifically in the fictional Val Sangora, a Gothic region in the Carpathian Mountains. The Black Death and endless wars have left humanity vulnerable, and vampires, led by the fearsome Brentsis, seize this moment to overthrow feudal lords and take control. You play as Cohen, a young man turned into a Dawnwalker, a half-human, half-vampire hybrid who's a human by day and a vampire by night. Cohen's got 30 days to save his family or exact revenge on his sire, all while grappling with silver poisoning and his cursed powers. The narrative director Jacob describes Cohen as an emotional, vulnerable protagonist, not your typical stoic hero, which makes him super relatable. The story promises moral dilemmas, political intrigue, and multiple endings, drawing heavily from Eastern European folklore with Romanian and Balkan influences. This world feels dark, oppressive, and dripping with atmosphere. One of the standout features is what Rebel Wolves calls the narrative sandbox. This is where things get really exciting. The game has no clear division between main and side quests, and time is a critical resource. Every choice you make progresses the in-game clock, meaning you can't do everything in one playthrough. If you want to rush in to save your family, you can go for it, but you might miss ancient secrets hidden in the valley. Prefer to prepare or forge alliances, that's an option as well, but the clock's always ticking. Game director Conrad, the guy who directed The Witcher 3, emphasised that this setup makes every playthrough unique. It's like a mix of Persona's time management and The Witcher's choice-driven storytelling. And that excites me because when games take certain elements from other games and mash them together, the results are usually pretty good. I'm already itching to replay this to see how the different choices play out, and honestly, I think this is a really unique idea because every playthrough you are going to discover something new, so the replayability of this game, which is an RPG, is going to be quite unique. Now, let's talk about the dual gameplay loop, and this is a game changer in my opinion. As a Dawnwalker, Cohen's abilities change depending on whether it's day or night. By day, he's a human, relying on swordplay and medieval combat skills. The reveal showed Cohen wielding a sword with a directional combat system where you can use up, down or left and right, similar to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2's combat system where you pick directions to attack, defend or parry. At night, Cohen taps into his vampiric powers. Think super strength, speed, and maybe even some blood magic mixed in there as well. The footage showed him taking down enemies with brutal efficiency under moonlight. These two gameplay loops offer different skills, story outcomes, and ways to tackle objectives. For example, some quests might only be accessible at night, while others require human diplomacy during the day. This dynamic system ties directly into the narrative, letting you choose whether to embrace your humanity or lean into your cursed powers. In my opinion, this is a really cool twist on the gameplay loop, which is going to keep players engaged. This just adds to the feeling of can't wait to this to release and get my hands on the game. The gameplay reveal gave us a solid look at the combat, magic and traversal systems as well. The directional combat system blends sword fighting, spells and vampiric abilities with a focus on strategic survival. We saw Cohen dodging blows, parrying and using magic in close quarter fights against both humans and monsters. The devs did mention studying medieval fighting styles, and they even have trained swordsmen on the team to ensure authenticity, which is really good. If you're going to go to that much detail, why not? It's just going to make the gameplay experience for us players even better. Whilst in combat, Cohen has these golden activation charges above his health bar, and when they are full, he can use an ability. The first was Burning Blood, which is a hex and is pretty cool. Cohen will cut himself and this will boil his enemy's blood and burn their skin, causing damage over time. And the second ability was the Artery Attack, which decapitates your opponent, and who doesn't love a decapitation? It looks super cool. I love this. In AC Shadows, decapitating people is one of my favourite finishers. After, we get a sneaky look at a weapon Cohen just obtained, which is called the Chopper, and this is a superior weapon. Like most RPGs, the weapons will have stats, and the Chopper, as we can see, allows a 1% parry window. We will need to eat to replenish our health as well, and there's nothing like a good sausage to get you back on track. And if we look over to the right, we have the usual armor slots, but we also have 2 slots for rings and 1 for an amulet, which no doubt will be used to get certain buffs or powers during our playthrough. Then we get a glimpse of the skill tree, which has 4 categories: human perks, shared perks for both human and vampire, and Valkyrie perks, which will be for the vampire mode. And then we've got active abilities, which is abilities we can put in there, which we acquire along the way. We can see some abilities here like Arcane Binding, which allows our hexes to last longer and be stronger. Fugal Witchcraft, which allows us to use less health and gain health when casting a hex, which will come in handy because during the day, our health will not regenerate automatically, but at night we have the ability to feed on humans, and we need to keep an eye out on our hunger bar here, as leaving it too low will make us lose control of our senses. But when feeding, there are a few options. We can drink enough human blood, which will make them fall asleep, or feed on them until they are dead. But we also have the option to feed on animals, which is a nice touch as every player wants to play differently, and that just gives you the option to do so. Traversal looks super smooth as well, with Cohen navigating dark forests, old castles and ominous caves while using his abilities to walk up walls and teleport along rooftops. The world, built in Unreal Engine 5, is visually stunning as well. Think gritty, realistic environments with a gothic vibe. The night atmosphere in particular got a lot of praise from fans for its immersive feel. However, the melee system and lip sync during the conversations could use some polish, but the game is still in pre-beta and they did emphasize that at the beginning, so I'm not going to go too hard on them. This is going to be feedback, hopefully, from what they're going to be looking at from us players, or what can we tweak. They have plenty of time to refine it before the 2026 release. I do also have to say that the community is buzzing after this reveal, and rightfully so. The gameplay seems to represent an amazingly deep RPG, with the day-night differences and the depth of the narrative a big part. The directional combat and separate skill trees for humans and vampire forms a really good variation for us players. Overall, the hype is real, and the fans of The Witcher are already adding this to their wish lists. So, when can we play this? Dawnwalker is slated for 2026, and we can play it on the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam and a Microsoft Store. We don't have a specific date yet, but as the devs have promised more updates in the coming months, I can only imagine it will probably be, I'm hoping, the first half of 2026, because for a pre-beta build we saw there, that looked pretty decent. The game won't be coming to Nintendo Switch due to its Unreal Engine 5 demands, and there's no word yet on a Games Pass or PC Plus availability, but looking at what we've got here, they would be stupid to go into that because no doubt fans are going to pay money for this. With Rebel Wolves' track record and Bandai Namco's backing, this could be one of the biggest RPGs of 2026. So look, The Blood of Dawnwalker is shaping up to be a must-play for RPG and Witcher fans. The narrative sandbox, day-night gameplay loop, and gritty vampire world have me hooked, and I can't wait to see how Cohen's story unfolds. What did you think of the gameplay reveal? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. But if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up as it helps the video and the channel out massively. And hit that subscribe button for more Dawnwalker and gaming content. And don't forget to check out other videos on my channel as well. But as always, guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.